Hey everybody, it's Janice with Creating Through Chaos. I'm going to start this project off with this frame that I got at Dollar Tree. I'm going to start by pulling it apart, and then I am going to take and paint the gold part of this frame, the outer edge, with some deep burgundy. I ended up doing 2 coats. I made sure that I got in all those little nooks and crannies that are at the top. And this is just regular acrylic paint by Decor Americana. And like I said, the color is deep burgundy. And again, I'm just using a really soft bristled brush and getting in all those nooks and crannies and then putting a nice coat all the way around the whole frame. Here it is with 1 coat. Then I'm going to add a 2nd coat, and that is it, finished with the 2nd coat. Then I am going to take the centerpiece and I'm going to give that 2 coats of white paint. And this is where the picture would go. Once I have the 2 coats of white paint on there, I am going to take and put a coat of Mod Podge on there. And then I'm going to let that Mod Podge fully dry. I'm going to make sure that this is nice and even, so it dries nicely. And spreading it out. And I just did a thin coat, doesn't have to be anything thick. Let that fully dry. Then I'm going to take these napkins that are from my shop. And this is from my new bundles, and they're just Santa's. And I'm going to peel apart all the plies. So I'm just putting tape on either side and pulling them apart. I'm going to be gentle so I don't rip the napkin. And this one has 6 designs on it, so you could make 6 potential projects out of this napkin. It is absolutely beautiful, too. I'm going to lay that on top of that back piece, kind of figure out where I want it. I'm going to put down a piece of parchment paper, and then I am going to iron that on. So I'm just making sure that I have this all even. And now I'm going to lay that parchment paper down and then just iron that on. Once I have that all ironed on, I'm just going to take my hand sander and I'm going to sand off the excess. So just going around all of the edges, pulling away from the napkin. And making sure that I pull all of that excess off. Once I have that all off, I can put that right back into the frame. So I'm just going to put it back the way that it was in the frame, and then I'm going to add that back piece back on. And I forgot to turn out the little things before I put the back on. Just kind of pushing that all back into place. And look at how cute this is already. Next, I'm going to take some gold paint, or you could use Rub and Buff, and I'm just going to put some on my finger and just rub it all around the whole frame. Just kind of highlighting all of those pieces at the top and then around the sides of the frame as well. So I'm just putting the paint on my finger and then dabbing some off on my table. And then just kind of going through and making sure I get all those spots to highlight how pretty the top of that frame is. Everything kind of got lost when it got painted, so I want to bring that all back out. And I'm going to do the same thing all the way around the edges of the frame. If you get some in places that you don't like, you can touch it back up with the paint. And I just really want to bring out how pretty the frame really is. And I just love how this is turning out. You can see the frame and how beautiful it is. Next, I'm going to take this little cutout from Tim Holtz. It says A Joyous Christmas. And I'm going to glue that right to the bottom of the frame. So I'm just kind of deciding where I want it. Put a little bit of glue on the back side. And then set that right at the bottom of the frame. And that is it. This project is finished. I think this turned out so super cute. I absolutely love it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it inspires you to make one. And as always, don't forget to spread the chaos.